So Dennis Shanahan, National Editor of The Australian, what did you make of Jim Chalmers' press conference and his explanation on when the government came to the decision on changing statutory tax cuts?
Well, I think basically Jim Chalmers has decided to cut the BS. He's been forced into admitting the government knew all along about Treasury's plans, and not only did they know about Treasury's plans, he was working on changes to stage 3 tax cuts well before the technical decision by Cabinet to change its position on January 25. Jim Chalmers has conceded that he and Anthony Albanese were playing footsie with the truth between all over summer and the beginning of December till the end of January.
Could this hurt them, or is this a bit too incremental?
No, look, I think that while this is, it's insider stuff, there's no doubt about it. It's about process. And look, the policy decision has helped them enormously. It's lifted their morale, it's given them a boost in the polls, which is what they wanted ahead of the Dunkley by-election. But this is one of those slow burns where people say, well, hold on, not only did you break an election promise, not only is Peter Dutton now able to say there's a liar in the lodge, you've also actually admitted that for months you were saying we haven't changed our position when that's exactly what you were doing. This is one of the things that goes to integrity and belief, whereas the tax cuts will be, they'll be taken in July, but could very well be forgotten or eaten up by cost of living at the end of the year when this integrity question will still be there.
Now we're at the last day of the first sitting fortnight of the year. The first week was a good one for the government. This one, a better one for Peter Dutton. What have you made of it?
Oh, yeah, look, it was a big week, the first week. And Anthony Albanese made a point. He says he doesn't read the polls, but he made the point that all midterm governments have a slump in the polls at this stage. And he didn't. He said, we've never been behind Peter Dutton and the coalition. So he was very conscious of his polling position. Last year, it wasn't good. They'd lost momentum. In the first week of Parliament this year, they regained momentum. They regained morale. They're all thumping on the desks, saying what a great job Anthony Albanese was doing as he was putting his fist in the air. And yet what we've actually seen this week is a return to a loss of the gloss on the tax cuts in parliamentary terms and a return to the longer term issues of competence and performance by ministers and the government as a whole. The tax cuts have done the government well, but this week in Parliament, the government has not done as well because of the ineptitude and incompetence of ministers, particularly Immigration Minister Andrew Giles, who can't still answer a question in question time.
Thank you, Dennis.